Scat, wolf, get out of here. I'm not going to throw it. It's too cute. I'm going to set it on my Kleenex box. Hey, happy day. What is it? Day 752 of What's She Up To Now. It's Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Also, it's Jam Grandma in my cozy warm robes, sipping my hot coffee because it's cold outside. It's cold outside today. It's Wisconsin. It's February. It's going to be cold. We absolutely positively expect it. But today's expression, keep the wolves from the door, brought up some really interesting thoughts for me. I didn't realize this expression's been around since the 16th century, but it makes sense because think of all the instances that we see it. We see it in writing, we see it in stories, we see it in movies time and time again. I think of Maurice, the dad in, Belle's dad in Beauty and the Beast, surrounded by the wolves, and the beast saves him and throws him in the dungeon. There's so many movies. The Twilight movies had at least several wolf scenes in it. And so often we feel like we are trapped and we can't get out of a situation, that there isn't a solution. Unless, of course, someone swoops in to save and rescue us. So we're in a situation, oh my throat, excuse me. Now we feel like we're going to get eaten by wolves. Wolves, of course, are hungry beasts. They're always hunting in packs. There's a reason for us to be afraid of them. People get killed by wolves. I don't know how many people get killed by wolves every year, but I'm sure there's a lot. Same with, wild animal attacks. If animals are hungry, they're going to find a way to eat. If we're in a situation where we're starving, or we're going to be in poverty, or if we're suffering poverty and we're just struggling to get by, we're either going to figure it out or we're going to starve to death. And it's interesting. I found, as I was thinking about this saying today, as I looked back on the times when I've really been struggling, either financially in my career or businesses. For example, the wolves were at the door, I believed, in the mid-90s when they called a bank loan for my business and or said they weren't going to renew it, and they didn't give me notice till like 45 days before it had to be renewed. Well, I don't know how familiar you are with banking, but if you want to go out and get another loan, it usually takes more than 45 days. That's where I developed my belief that banks lend money to you when you don't need money, but when you want money or are using money, they won't lend it to you. So that was a situation where I had to scramble and figure out what I was going to do, or I was going to lose a business that I had spent decades building over a relatively small amount of money versus the worth of that particular business. Health-wise, sometimes we feel like the wolves are at our door with respect to our health, because usually, in my case, I will admit, because I didn't take care of myself. I didn't pay attention to my health for a lot of years, and that, of course, came back to haunt me. If we don't take care of this shell we've got, this body that we've got, no matter what we think about it, if we don't take care of it, it's not going to take care of us, and eventually we're going to get the wake-up call where we better pay attention, or we're not going to be here anymore. With respect to our relationships, sometimes the wolves are at our door, right? I just thought of this. It seems like there's competition for relationships. Even when you're in a committed relationship, there always seems to be opportunity to stray or cheat. And some people will take advantage of that opportunity. Other people will not. Well, I happen to be married to someone who thought it was cool to take advantage of that opportunity. Of course, we're not married anymore. But that kind of a relationship challenge causes ramifications for our future relationships, right? Unless we find a way to put that behind us and keep the wolves from our door. I don't know if that's a weird one, but thinking about that, and as I was thinking about those instances in my life and my experiences with that expression or that feeling, I realized that every time I have experienced that or felt that way, it is because, not solely because, but it was accompanied by my thinking in certain ways, my being doubtful, worried, fearful, focusing on what wasn't right, frustrated, stressed out, scarcity and lack, and focusing on the things that weren't right, focusing on the problems that were going on, and that made them bigger instead of focusing on the solution. Once I started focusing on, okay, this is a terrible problem, I feel like I'm going to lose my business. Once I focus on, well, what can I do? What else is possible? A lot of it involved me getting getting out of my own way and shoving my ego down and saying, all right, I'm going to have to ask for help. I'm going to have to ask other people how to get out of this. I need to find people that have solved this problem before and ask for help and learn from them or model them or do some research or whatever. But I'm not going to just sit here and die. I'm going to figure it out. And that is a flipping of a switch from being focused on the problem to focused on the solution. And as soon as you focus, flip that switch and change your focus, all of a sudden you start to see the possibilities that were there all the time. But as long as you're focusing and thinking about the problem, you can't even see the solutions. You have to be open to, well, what else is possible? One of my favorite questions is, well, what else is possible? And then your mind says, nothing. There's nothing else possible. You're SOL. You're going to lose your business. But then as soon as you say, well, what else could be possible? What else? And the overall planet miraculous things, hey, I could win the lottery. That's possible, right? It's possible. If you buy a ticket, you could win the lottery. It's not very probable, not really a great solution to put all your dollars into, but it's possible. But once you ask the question and open yourself up, possible solutions present themselves and probable solutions present themselves, and you can actually solve the problem that you think is not solvable. So that's keeping the wolves from your door by focusing on the solution and actually, overcoming obstacles and moving toward what it is that you want in your life. So I actually really like this expression. I mean, I'm not really a raving fan of wolves. My daughter loves wolves. She, when we built our house, which we're now selling, finally, from my divorce, it's only been, 5 years, 6 years since I've been divorced. Now I'm getting around to selling the house. My daughter wanted a wolf border around her room. She loved wolves and was fascinated by them. And I actually nixed that, and I spent a lot of time convincing her that she shouldn't have a wolf border. And I don't think she ever forgave me for that, because I put bunnies and little picket fences in there, and she hated it. As soon as she was old enough, she ripped the wallpaper border off and painted her room because she wanted wolves. And I guess everybody's different. For her, wolves represented strength and beauty, and for me, they represented fear and scarcity and hunting and struggling, and so that's just the different ways that we all look at things, the different ways we perceive things. So keeping the wolves at the door, always a good thing. Or from the door. Let's keep them away from the door altogether so they're not even a possibility for us. That was the topic of our Supersize Your Business post today and my Facebook Live. Challenges. I am honing in on and figuring out and branding what my next challenge is going to be. I already picked the date, March 23rd. I'm doing a live challenge workshop. It's going to be a workshop for 5 days on how to do your own challenge, your own result getting challenge. And I haven't decided if I'm going to hone it in on customer getting. I've done a customer women's summit on how to get customers and how to handle customers, or if I'm going to make it more general. Hey, this is how you use the challenge launch method to bring people to you, to attract people to you, to find your people, and to continually, easily, and effortlessly grow and build and supersize your business. Because the more business owners I work with, the more people I talk to in every different industry, the more I'm finding their biggest concern, their biggest fear, their biggest wolf they want to keep from the door is lack of customers, lack of sales, lack of people coming to them and taking advantage of their products and services and learning from them or growing or whatever. I work with more traditional businesses. A lot of people that do similar things to what I am doing with my challenges do it for online businesses, for coaches and authors and people that do online courses and things. And that's awesome. I do that too. But I also work with more traditional businesses and owners and help them find ways to add online strategies. And one of the online strategies that's the quickest and easiest to use is to add a challenge, do a challenge online to bring people to you, into your brick and mortar business, into your manufacturing business, into whatever business you have. I call them real businesses, which irritates my online friends, but to me, they're real businesses, because online people focus 90% on marketing and sales and 10% on what the actual business is that they're providing and the solutions they're providing to people. And I was raised and grow up and believe that 90% of what you do in your area of genius and how you serve people is 90% of what you do. and 10% of it is marketing and sales and how you let people know about that. And so the challenge strategy allows me to do that. It allows me to spend 10% of my time on sales and marketing, which is not my love, right? I like it, but it's not the thing I love to do. I love providing awesome solutions to people and helping them achieve their dreams and goals. And that takes, I want to spend 90% of my time on that, not 90% of my time on launching and selling and creating courses and promoting things and advertising and all the things that I don't love to do. So challenge, March 23rd, live challenge workshop. It's going to be the name right now until I can come up with something better. If you have an idea, please put it in the comments below and let me know, because I don't know that that's the best name for it. It says what it is. But most people are scared off by the word work and workshop. And I think that's why I like it, because if you're not willing to even do a 5-day challenge, you certainly don't want to work with me, right? I have high expectations and I hold people accountable. So, challenges. I also, One Funnel Away challenge is going on right now, working with some folks on that, and I'm actually not going through it every day. I'm not doing it again. I've done it 4 times. I'm not listening to all the videos and going through it every day. I do try to catch some of the coaching calls because they're excellent, and I hear and see the questions that people ask over and over and over again, and that helps me to answer the questions and help the people that I'm working with going through it. And then Monday, one of my friends from my Women's Summit is actually doing a branding challenge, a 5-day branding challenge. And since I need a lot of help with my branding, Pajama Grandma, I am going to listen in and participate in her 5-day branding challenge starting Monday. Starting Monday, I'll do that. And I just finished up, and yesterday was the last day of actually 3 other challenges that I was auditing. I say auditing because I've listened to one before. I've listened to Kelly Roach's before, and I just was listening in. I love her personality and her energy and her sales ability. She's an incredible saleswoman. I think she came from sales in the corporate world, and so I think that was her area of expertise, and it definitely shows. And so I just love watching her because it helps me to learn, because sales are not my thing. I am an engineer, for God's sake. I am a nerdy female engineer. It doesn't get any less salesy than that. So I love watching her and listening to her. Her and Russell Brunson, I just really enjoy watching their skills. There's some people that just are so charismatic and so amazing that it's fun to learn from them. And then I was watching a 2 Comma Club winner that's doing, she's obviously in Kelly's program. She's doing the exact same launch, and so I was just auditing hers. And I participated a little, but not a lot. I mean, I watched the stuff, but I didn't do all the homework, and I didn't do all that because I've been through so many challenges and led so many challenges and done so many challenges. It's just fun to see what other people are doing, but I don't need to actually 100% all in participate in them, especially if it's a thing and a result that I've already got handled and that I don't need to actually do the challenge in. But like I said, the branding one, I need some help with that. So I'm excited to do Michelle Verlog is her name's branding challenge starting on Monday, February 23rd. Fun challenge today was day 43, and I messed up yesterday when I was processing my videos, which is a consequence of my visual challenge, and I accidentally put, I think, day 41 on the podcast. So I don't know if I'm going to go back in and fix that. Probably not, because my podcasting software took it because it had a different title. So I didn't really catch it. I just intuitively felt like it was wrong. And then when I looked today, and today was day 43, I'm like, oops, yep, messed that up. Guess what? I messed it up, but does it really matter? Probably not. Probably not in the least. Probably people will wonder, why are there 2 day 41s with different titles? And then they'll see day 43 today, and they'll be like, what? She missed a day. And I'll be like, nope, I didn't miss the day. I just can't see well enough to type and count some days. Does it matter? No, probably not. Would it be more important that I got an intro and an outro on my podcast? Maybe. It'd be more important that I figured out my branding and my colors and what I stand for and all la 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 la. Probably yes. So that is what I'm working on today. I'm working on making my challenges pretty, right? I'm working on making my challenges more appealing to my target audience. In the past, it's been, okay, I admit it, all about me, right? Mostly all about me, which is like one of the #1 sins and errors of marketing and online marketing and business, right? If you make your business all about you, people don't want to do business with you unless they're super attracted to you, you know, unless you're Oprah Winfrey or someone like that, or, you know, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Tony Robbins, unless you're somebody like that who spent decades growing their reputation and their following, through repetition and consistency, by the way. People don't care. So I am working on being more consistent. I need to, and I've been saying this, okay, you guys, if you follow me at all, I've been saying this for at least a year and a half, maybe longer, that I need to go through and clean up all my social media, all my profiles, all of my naming, all of my everything. It's like it's like somebody threw up on my social media accounts. They're everywhere. They're all across the board. They're very inconsistent. And what I really need is to hire somebody to just do a social audit of me. And I've already got the checklist, but I'd like them to actually do the fixing for me and make it consistent across the board. Primarily because the visual challenges make that a really big project for me. You know, somebody else, it's like a little project for me, it's a big project. And so that's why it gets pushed down and pushed down and pushed down and does not get done. And then I justify, well, it's not really that big a deal. You know, I've done like 2,600, probably more podcast episodes, yet I still don't have an intro and an outro. Kind of ridiculous, right? I don't know how many YouTube videos I have, at least that many, probably more, probably 2,700 or something. They don't have, what's it called, frames. They don't have, again, there's no intro, there's no outro, there's no editing, there's nothing. We're just live. Just me, unedited, kind of scary, right? So that's it. If I can help you in any way, if you want to be part of the challenge, just message me below and I will send you the invite. I haven't decided what page and group I'm going to do it in. I kind of don't want to do it in my Supersize Your Business group. So it may or may not be in the Thrive Challenge group. Again, I did the last one. This month's in the Thrive Challenge one. Not sure yet if that's where I'll do it. I might. Haven't decided. It's kind of a pop-up group. I don't really do much in that group, so that might be a good group to do it in. But I haven't 100% decided yet, so I will let you know if you let me know that you want to go. It's good for all of us. It's a great way to get quick results for ourselves as well as for other people. So understanding and knowing how to do it and how to make it work for you without having to figure it out, extremely valuable. It's taken me probably 20 years over the years to hone and get to a way and a system of doing it that I really, really like. So I'm glad to share that with you starting March 23rd. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got today. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another update on what am I up to? What the heck am I doing? What am I spinning my wheels on? Because we know that I spin my wheels sometimes. What am I thinking about? What's working? What's not working? And how can you avoid the pitfalls and mistakes that I have made and just jump from the top of the hills to the top of the hills to get to where you want to go? All right, catch you tomorrow.